Hi everyone, Papa here.
Okay, and Kai.
And today's video is the first episode in our new Papa About Life or PAL series. Kate and Kai, we have a new series, a new playlist for our channel.
Yay.
Where I share life experiences with you and with our fans. For today's first episode in this PAL series, I'm going to be talking with Caden about some classic Proverbs. Now, Proverbs, for you and for our fans, are timeless, concise sayings that offer wisdom, advice, or observations on life. So, I'm going to have this as both a life lesson in our PAL series and a chance to see what you already know. We're going to start out with one that you and I have discussed many times.
Okay.
I want to hear how you believe this classic proverb should end. If at first you don't succeed. What would you answer as the last part of that classic proverb?
I would say the wrong thing.
Well, go ahead, tell me if at first you don't succeed.
Try again.
Well, now wait a second. That's not what you've ever told me in the past.
Okay, fine.
So
That's the correct answer. That's the correct answer, okay?
So I want to hear what you would say, Kate and Kai would say, if I said, Kate and Kai, if at first you don't succeed.
Give up.
That is not the right answer.
Hey, I did the right answer first, so that still counts.
That is something. So at least
counts.
That proves to me you've been listening.
Yeah, I have been listening. I just don't do it correctly.
When I tell you that the actual saying is, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Not
give up.
Not give up. That's right. So what that basically means is to achieve your goals, you have to persevere and continue trying in spite of any initial failures.
I've done that a lot.
You've done what a lot? Try it
what
again?
That says.
Try again. All right. You are very fond of saying if at first you don't succeed,
give up.
Give up. But that's not the right answer, and you know that. A bird in the hand is worth... A bird in the hand is worth 3, 2, 1. I'll give you the answer.
$1 million money.
Okay. The actual saying is, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. What do you think that means?
Before.
What do you think that means?
I don't know what it means, but I've heard it before.
It means it's better to be satisfied with what you have rather than to risk losing it by trying to get more. So if you have literally, if you have one bird that you're already holding on to and you see 2 over there in a bush, don't risk losing this guaranteed bird for the 2 over there that are not guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's literally what it means, but figuratively what it means is don't risk what you already have by trying to go for more. I only said it twice. Actions speak louder than...
Actions speak louder than...
What would be your answer to that?
Oh, man.
What would you say?
Actions speak...
Just finish it with
Okay.
something.
I think action... Wait, what is it?
Actions speak louder than...
Life.
Actions speak louder than life? That's a good answer. The actual saying is, actions speak louder than words. What do you think that means? Actions...
Do something and don't say it.
Perfect. What you do matters more than what you say.
Aha, I did it.
You can say, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. Well, do it.
Well, then do it.
Your actions speak louder than what you say. Or if you say, this is something that should be done, but then you do something different. Your actions speak louder than your words. Don't count your chickens before
they hatch.
Nice. Good job. High five. What does that mean?
You lose some, you win some.
Win some, lose some. More along the lines of don't make plans based on something that has not yet happened.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you've got a basket, the old story is someone had a basket full of eggs and they believed they were all going to turn into chickens, take them to market, these will all be chickens, but then they dropped the basket, all the eggs broke, and then you don't have any chickens. So don't count your chickens before they hatch, because until your plans come true, then they're just plans. The early bird catches the
worm.
Nice. Now what does that mean?
The early bird catches the worm. You wake up early.
Keep going.
And do something?
The person who acts first or arrives first has the best chance of success.
Got it.
So if, let's say you're going somewhere and you want to get something, if you get there first or earliest to do something or be somewhere, you sometimes or oftentimes have the best chance of success. When in Rome, do as the...
When in Rome?
When in Rome.
When in Rome. What does
Rome
Rome
is in
mean?
Italy. It's in Italy.
When in Rome.
Do as...
Do as.
Who do? Who?
Do as.
Who should you do like in Rome? When in Rome, do as the... Something
Julius Caesar?
Do as
the gods?
Do as Julius Caesar does. The saying is, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. What that means is, wherever you go, you should adapt to the customs of the place you are visiting.
That makes sense.
Let's say you go to a friend's house. Let's say in your own house, your custom isn't to take off your shoes before you come in the house, but you go to your friend's house and they do take off their shoes. You should take off your shoes because that's their custom.
Yeah.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do. A stitch in time saves...
Millions.
Millions, okay. I'll buy that. The actual saying is a stitch in time saves 9. What that basically means is fix a problem immediately or it's apt to become a much bigger problem later. And if you think of it in action, the old saying probably came from people who sewed up torn clothes. If you put one stitch in the hole now to fix it, it will prevent you from having to do 9 stitches later in the future when it becomes a bigger hole.
Makes sense.
But what it basically means is fix a problem now before it becomes a bigger problem.
Yeah, makes sense.
Never look a gift horse in the...
Eye.
Not bad. Mouth.
Butt? Oh. I thought it said... honestly, I was thinking butt.
Well, I wouldn't look a gift horse there either. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. What that means is don't find fault with a gift. If someone gives you a gift or is kind to you or does something nice for you, don't find fault with it. For example, let's say it's your birthday and someone gives you a present. You say, that's a nice present, but I was hoping you would give me something else.
Yeah.
So that's looking a gift horse in the mouth. You should never look a gift horse in the mouth.
Unless you eat you.
There you go. And I would say, if you think of it back in olden times, it may have been if someone really gives you a horse, you shouldn't worry about inspecting it too closely. Don't open its mouth and make sure its teeth are good. Just be happy with the gift you've been given. People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw... What should you not throw if you live in a glass house?
Glass.
Well,
No.
I wouldn't
Rocks.
There you go.
Rocks.
The actual saying is people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
I'm pretty close.
Same as rocks. I'll buy that. I'll give that one a ding, ding, ding. Correct Check mark for a correct answer. What do you think it means?
You shouldn't throw rocks.
That's the, again, literal translation. Don't criticize others if you have similar flaws. So what that basically means is if you are doing something wrong or bad or have a certain flaw, don't criticize other people who are doing the same thing or have the same flaw or problem. Okay, let's do a couple more and then we'll bring this to a close. What is the best policy?
What is the best? Love.
Love? I'll buy that. Honesty.
Honesty.
Honesty is the best policy. What that means is telling the truth is always the best course of action.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you a multiple choice. What wins the race?
The tortoise.
Well, the tortoise, and who's he racing?
The hare.
The hare. So the tortoise and the hare is where this saying comes from.
Yeah, it's the book.
So, what wins the race besides the tortoise? What is the saying? Do you know? Something and something wins the race.
Don't overestimate your chances of winning.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting this life lesson here, or this proverb. So basically, I'll give you again the multiple choice. What wins the race? Fast and dangerous, or slow and steady?
Slow and steady wins the
Slow
race.
and steady. And dangerous may not be the best way of saying
No, dangerous is no.
it. Okay, well.
Dangerous? What, you going flash speed?
How about what wins the race? Fast and haphazard? Fast and haphazard, or slow and steady? Slow and steady, you already said it. What that means is consistency and patience are better than speed and carelessness.
Yeah.
That's the word I should have used. So better late than
never.
Nice. It is better to do something late than to not do it at all. If it ain't broke, don't
fix it.
Nice. Good job. That means don't attempt to improve or change something that is already working well. Just a couple more. What is the mother of invention?
Curiosity.
Curiosity. That's not a bad answer. That's not the right answer, but curiosity is, I'd say, it's right up there in the running as the answer. What this basically means is when you really need to do something, you'll figure out a way to do it. So the word is necessity.
Oh.
Means what that basically means is if you need something, you'll find or invent a way to do it. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with what?
One step.
Nice. Absolutely. High five. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And what that means is even the largest tasks start with a small, simple action. And last one. A chain is only as strong as its weakest.
Say it to me.
A chain is only as strong as its weakest.
Links.
Nice. Its weakest link. And what do you think that means?
I don't know.
So if you think of a chain with all of these links, these things that are hooked together, that's the chain. And let's say you got something on this side and something on this side and they're pulling it. Where's it going to break? At its strongest link? Well, wait a minute. Where's it going to break? At its strongest link or at its weakest link, right? So it's going to, and so that's what it means for an actual chain. But what it basically means is that a group or a process is only as strong as its weakest component.
Yeah.
So, and think of it in a group setting. If you've got 4 people who are supposed to do something, you know what? Video games, Fortnite. Think of Fortnite. If you've got 4 people in a squad in Fortnite, and 3 of them are really good, and 1 of them isn't as good. Your squad is only, as a group, only as strong as that weakest player.
That's why I don't invite bad people.
That's why you don't like to squad up with me. Well, what do you think? Any of these jump out at you that are things that you've lived your life by or heard before but didn't know what they meant, or any thoughts?
I've heard some of them before and I knew what they were. I've heard some of them but I didn't know what they were. And some of them I've done.
Well, the main reason I wanted to film this video was based on if at first you don't succeed, because you and I have had that conversation many times.
If you don't succeed the first time, give up.
No. Wait a second. Time out. Do we need to do this whole video again? Mm-hmm. All right. So you know the right answer. We're going to say it together. You ready?
Uh-huh.
If at first you don't succeed,
try again.
That's right. Try again.
Or give up.
All right, well, we're going to bring this video to a close. Again, this was the first episode of our Papa About Life, or PAL series. We'll bring more of these PAL videos to you in the future. Kate and Kai, any final thoughts on today's PAL video?
That was fun.
I enjoyed it as well. It's a great conversation, and maybe in the future we can include some lessons from Kate and Kai where he teaches me things.
Oh, you got so much. I got so much.
There are a lot of things that he knows more about than I do.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
A lot.
So again, thanks as always for supporting us. Please subscribe to our channel and like our videos. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.